Tired of skiing? Well, let me introduce you to a new form of winter sport, and one for petrol heads. We're at the Porsche driving experience in Finland. We're standing on a lake. It's about minus 15 degrees. Here, over 3 to 4 days, you can try the full range of Porsche cars and perfect the art of the Scandinavian flick. Today, we're using the Panamera. We've got the two-wheel drive S and the all-wheel drive 4S and turbo. Right, so we're starting with the four-wheel drive Panamera, naturally aspirated 4S. Now the really key thing when driving on the ice and snow is to really plan ahead. It's no good just arriving at the corner and turning the car and hoping it's going to go straight on, even with the spikes we've got. You've got to plan ahead, get the car set up well before the turning point. Now initially at least, the four-wheel drive Panamera is a little bit unnerving because when you have a two-wheel drive car, you sort of know where you're at. The car's drifting. With this, you can be pointing straight, gaining speed, and also going sideways. It's a real confidence thing with the four-wheel drive. You've just got to get on the power and just trust the system to shuffle the power around to drag you out of a slide. It'll actually send as much as 100% of the power forwards or to the rear axle.
We have a problem. Please stop, everyone.
We have a problem.
Not yet. That's good.
So if you have a problem and disappear into the snowbank, they come all the KM to pull you out. Okay, so we're now in the Panamera Turbo, which is the same four-wheel drive system as in the 4S, but of course with more power, like we need that on ice. It should be pretty similar to drive, maybe fractionally more difficult, because really in these conditions you want the instant response from natural aspiration. Just like there. I just came on the throttle and there was just a bit of lag because we're still using the gearbox in its manual mode and I've got it locked into third. And just coming into that corner there, I just wanted to get on the power, because we were so low in the rev range, just took a fraction of a second to kick in. A good little trick is, just as you approach the corner, just touch the brakes. It helps get the car turning. It's actually not that easy with these snow boots on to be quite delicate enough. Like this part of the course is particularly good because you've got a series of constant speed left-rights where you can just get the car going from one direction change straight into the other, and at the end you come into a hairpin. So we are in Scandinavia, we are on a Porsche going sideways, so we will give it the Scandinavian flick. So wrong direction, big. I don't think it's a masterclass on how to do it, but we did get it drifting on the way into the corner, which is the whole point. Right, we're in the two-wheel drive Panamera now, and before we have a chat about the differences in the way that the car performs, let's talk about the weather, because look out there. In the time it's taken us to go and swap cars, the weather's completely changed. It was sunny and bright, and now the snow's come in and the visibility is right down. But because we've got the snow, I think you're actually getting a little bit more grip, because when the ice gets polished, the tyres struggle to find grip. Obviously without four-wheel drive, the car is a lot slower in these conditions. There's much, much higher work effort required in the two-wheel drive car. You've really got to be ready to get on with the steering. But I think the steering's nicer in this. More feel, it's just a little bit lighter. And in this, when the car starts to slide, you can't use the throttle to get you out of a slide. You've just got to apply the lock and balance the power. Obviously, skidding about on ice in a bunch of Porsches is massively entertaining, but there was a lesson mixed in with all the fun, which was just how much you need to alter your driving to get the most from a proper all-wheel drive system. It all comes down to what you have to do with the steering once the car is sliding, because with four-wheel drive you have to resist the temptation to apply opposite lock, even when the car is skating away from the apex. Instead, you have to actually apply positive lock, which directs more power to the rear and gets the car into the corner. Too close and you dial the lock back to neutral, and you only ever need armfuls of opposite lock if you've really overcooked it. Compared to two-wheel drive, all-wheel drive is all about smaller steering inputs and more throttle. It takes a while to get your head around it, but when you get it right, it's hugely impressive. Now obviously this is not a cheap holiday, because these courses start at about £3 and now up to about £5,000, which is a lot of money. But if you've got that sort of cash kicking around, you have got to come and do this, because if you don't enjoy it, you don't deserve to have a driving licence.